Canara Bank ties up with Life Insurance Corporation. Canara Bank has entered into a Memorandum of Understanding with Life Insurance Corporation of India for offering the Pradhan Mantri Jeevan Jyoti Bima Yojana insurance cover to all its eligible customers. The bank has also partnered with the United India Insurance Company for offering the Pradhan Mantri Suraksha Bima Yojana insurance cover. BRICS India TV Viewership Rating. Broadcast Audience Research Council, BRICS, India, launched 2 years ago to measure and assess TV viewership in India, has announced its first data for week 16 of 2015. As per BRICS data, Star Plus was the leading Hindi general entertainment channel in the Hindi-speaking markets. Zee emerged as a strong player in the regional channels such as Marathi and Telugu. Aaj was the leader in Hindi news and Times Now led in the English news category. Dr. Pramod Patil and Dr. Anand Kumar won 2015 Whitley Awards for Wildlife Conservation. 2 Indians have been awarded with the prestigious Whitley Awards for their contribution to wildlife conservation. Dr. Anand Kumar, a conservationist from India, was awarded the prize in honor of his work using innovative communication systems to enable human-elephant coexistence in southern India. Another winner of the Whitley Award, dubbed Green Oscar, is Dr. Pramod Patil. He has been awarded for his work to protect the iconic Great Indian Bustard in the Thar Desert. Seychelles becomes 161st members of World Trade Organization. Seychelles, an archipelago of 90,000 inhabitants, became the 161st members of the World Trade Organization, WTO. It is one of the smallest nations among the WTO members. This approval by WTO ended Seychelles' 20-year-long wait to become a member of WTO since it had applied for WTO membership in May 1995. Seychelles also became the 33rd government to accede to the rules-based multilateral trading system through Article 12 negotiations since the WTO was established in 1995. It should be noted that the Protocol of Accession was signed by former Seychelles Minister of Trade, Finance and Investment Pierre Laporte and WTO Director General Roberto Azevedo. Tata Power, L&T to supply mobile artillery system to the Army. The Army is set to get an artillery boost with a proposal being moved to raise 6 new regiments of the indigenous Pinaka multi-launcher rocket system, a formidable system designed to annihilate enemy targets with a blanket of precisely guided rockets. Buenos Aires is world's bookstore capital. The city has more bookstores per capita than any other major city in the world, according to a recent study by the World Cities Cultural Forum, an organization that works to promote culture. With a population of 2.8 million people within the city limits, there are 25 bookstores for every 100,000 people, putting Buenos Aires far above other world cities like London, Paris, Madrid, Moscow and New York. The closest is Hong Kong, which has 22 bookstores per 100,000 people. Future Group's retail business to merge with Bharti Retail. Future Retail BSE 12.06% Limited said on Monday it had agreed to merge its retail operations with rival Bharti Retail Limited to create one of India's biggest retail chain with more than 570 stores across the country. Under the deal structure, approved by the boards of the 2 companies, the retail business of Future Retail will be merged with Bharti Retail. The combined entity will own the retail operations of both the com. World Press Freedom Day observed globally. World Press Freedom Day is annually observed on May 3 to inform the international community that freedom of the press and freedom of expression are fundamental human rights. This year, the theme of World Press Freedom Day is Let Journalism Thrive, towards better reporting, gender equality and media safety in the digital age. World Press Freedom Day was proclaimed by the UN General Assembly in December 1993, following the recommendation of UNESCO's General Conference in 1991. Since then, the 3rd of May is celebrated worldwide as World Press Freedom Day. Tennis player Rafael Nadal received Golden Medal for Merit in Work of Spain. Ace tennis player Rafael Nadal received the Golden Medal for Merit in Work. Golden Medal is one of the top civilian honors of Spain, which aims to highlight an exemplary performance in any job or profession. Nadal received the honor from the Spanish Prime Minister Mariano Rajoy at the PM's official residence Moncloa Palace in Madrid. Rafael Nadal is 14-time Grand Slam singles champion, out of which he has won the French Open for a record 9 times. He is often called the King of Clay and is currently ranked world number 5. Surface-to-air short-range Akash missile system inducted into Indian Army. Electronics Corporation of India Limited, in partnership with Bharat Dynamics Limited, is supplying critical electronic systems for Akash weapon system inducted into the Indian Army. Akash is a surface-to-air missile indigenously developed by the Defence Research Development Laboratory, under Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. Microsoft's EduCloud to make learning fun. Microsoft India unveiled EduCloud, a cloud computing-based offering designed to offer digital learning and teaching in schools and higher educational institutions through virtual learning platforms in India. Microsoft India Chairman Bhaskar Pramanik said EduCloud is expected to benefit 10 lakh teachers and 60 lakh students in over 1,500 institutes over the next 18 months. The company has also announced a tie-up with the Chaitanya Group of Educational Institutions, which will adopt EduCloud. World Asthma Day 2015 observed. World Asthma Day 2015 was observed globally on the 5th of May 2015. Theme of the year is You Can Control Your Asthma and sub-theme is It's Time to Control Asthma. World Asthma Day takes place on the first Tuesday of May. The inaugural World Asthma Day was held in 1998. India home to 56 of the world's 2,000 powerful companies. India is home to 56 of the world's 2,000 largest and most powerful public companies, according to the Forbes' annual list, which is topped by the US with its share of 579 companies. Mukesh Ambani-led Reliance Industries leads the pack of 56 Indian companies in the 2015 Forbes Global 2000 list. Forbes said that for the first time, China's 4 biggest banks own the top 4 spots, and the South Asian giant is home to 232 of the world's largest companies, adding more spots than any other country in the world and surpassing Japan for the first time. The other Indian companies on the list are Royal Natural Gas ranked 183, Tata Motors 263, ICICI Bank 283, Indian Oil 349, HDFC Bank 376, NTPC 431, Tata Consultancy Services 485, Bharti Airtel 506, Axis Bank 558, Infosys 672, Bharat Petroleum 757, Wipro 811, Tata Steel 903, and Adani Enterprises 944. At Jyoti, appointed as Election Commissioner. Atul Kumar Jyoti, a former Gujarat Chief Secretary, was appointed as the Election Commissioner. 62-year-old Jyoti's tenure will commence from the day he assumes his charge. He retired from active service in January 2013 before serving in various capacities in Gujarat. He was also posted at the Kandla Port Trust between 1999 and 2004. Jitu Rai wins Sportsperson of the Year award at Toyza. Ace marksman Jitu Rai was declared the Sportsperson of the Year at the Times of India Sports Awards in a glittering ceremony that was graced by the legendary Carl Lewis. INS Sardar Patel commissioned a strategically important new naval base. INS Sardar Patel was commissioned in Porbandar. The base was commissioned by Gujarat Chief Minister Anandaben Patel. Ms. Patel unveiled the plaque and read the commissioning warrant of the new base, which is second in the state for the Indian Navy after INS Dwarka Niroka. Modi to inaugurate first Ghanaian Studies Center in China. The first Center for Ghanaian Studies in China will be inaugurated at Shanghai's Fudan University by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The Center for Ghanaian Studies will be established at the Fudan University in China, and the staff for it will be provided by Indian Council of Cultural Relations, ICCR. K.V. Kamath appointed BRICS Bank President. Eminent banker K.V. Kamath was on Monday appointed as head of the $50 billion new development bank being set up by the 5 emerging economies of BRICS grouping. Mr. Kamath will have a 5-year term of the bank, which is likely to be operationalized within 1 year. About NDB, the New Development Bank, NDB, formerly referred to as the BRICS Development Bank, is a multilateral development bank operated by the BRICS states, Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa, as an alternative to the existing US-dominated World Bank and International Monetary Fund. The bank is set up to foster greater financial and development cooperation among the 5 emerging markets. President Mukherjee inaugurates Namaste Russia Festival in Moscow. President Pranab Mukherjee, currently on his 4-day official visit to Russia, has inaugurated a festival of Indian culture Namaste Russia in Moscow. As part of the festival, the Russian Ministry of Culture will support the initiatives of the Indian Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, in sending Indian teachers of music and dance to regional centers in Russia from May 2015 to October 2015. China becomes world's top crude buyer. China overtook the United States as the world's top importer of crude oil for the first time in April, and its purchases are expected to remain strong despite a slowing economy, with far-reaching consequences for global oil and commodities markets. China is already the world's biggest energy consumer, with oil by far the largest traded energy market. Rosberg wins Spanish GP. Nico Rosberg has finally got the better of Mercedes teammate Lewis Hamilton this season, winning the Spanish Grand Prix. A crowd of 86,700 watched the race, with a total of 189,000 spectators attending the Catalonia circuit. May 11th, National Technology Day. Every year, National Technology Day is observed across India on May 11th. This day glorifies the importance of science in day-to-day life and motivates students to adopt science as a career option. National Technology Day is being commemorated to celebrate the anniversary of first of the 5 tests of Operation Shakti, Pokhran 2, nuclear test, which was held on the 11th of May 1998 in Pokhran, Rajasthan. Andy Murray beats Rafael Nadal to win Madrid Masters final. Andy Murray claimed his first victory over Rafael Nadal on clay to win the Madrid Masters. The Briton had never beaten Nadal in 6 previous meetings on the surface but won 6-3, 6-2 to stun the home crowd. Defending champion Nadal was aiming for a record 5th win in Madrid, but Murray outclassed his Spanish opponent to lift his first Masters title on clay. Justice Cyriac Joseph appointed NHRC Acting Chief. President Pranab Mukherjee has appointed Justice Cyriac Joseph as Acting Chairman of National Human Rights Commission, NHRC. His appointment comes after then Chairman of NHRC Justice K.G. Balakrishnan completed his tenure. India-born Nikeshwara named Japan's SoftBank Corp president. Indian-born Nikeshwara was on the 11th of May 2015 appointed as the president of Japan's multinational telecommunications and internet company SoftBank Corporation. As per the announcement made at the company's earnings conference, he will also be the representative director of SoftBank Corporation. Hyderabad to host Global Pharma Summit. Hyderabad will play host to a 4-day Global Pharma Expo and Summit from July 23, with innovation and advances as its theme. The event will deliberate on a range of issues, from pharmaceutical technology to education, indigenous drugs and drug regulatory affairs, besides serving as a platform for joint ventures and project collaboration. President Pranab Mukherjee appoints new governors in 6 states. President Pranab Mukherjee on the 12th of May 2015 appointed governors in 6 states. Their appointments will take effect from the dates they assume charge. Following are newly appointed governors. Jharkhand. Former Odisha Minister Draupadi Murmu was appointed as Governor of Jharkhand. She will replace Dr. Syed Ahmed. Manipur. Dr. Syed Ahmed has been transferred to Manipur for remaining period of his term. Arunachal Pradesh. J.P. Rajkaur was appointed as Governor of Arunachal Pradesh. He will replace Lieutenant General Nirbhay Sharma. Mizoram. Lieutenant General Nirbhay Sharma has been transferred and appointed as Governor of Mizoram for the remainder of his term. Tripura. Tathagata Roy will be the Governor of Tripura. Punjab becomes first state to issue soil health cards to farmers. Punjab has become the first state in India to issue soil health cards, SHCs, a union government initiative to all farmers in the state. In this regard, every district of state has been assigned mobile soil testing lab. These labs will take soil sample from every farm and issue digitalized soil health details. Lok Sabha passes Negotiable Instruments Bill. The Lok Sabha passed the Negotiable Instrument Bill, which aims at making filing of cases more convenient for payers if checks bounce. The government faced questions from its own members and allies over whether the bill's provisions could be used by corporates to harass common people. The bill was passed by a voice vote, with Minister of State for Finance Jayant Saina insisting that it would boost the integrity of financial system and not lead to the harassment of the common man. The bill was necessitated due to a Supreme Court order that cases against those having defaulted on their check payments could only be filed in courts under whose jurisdiction the bank account of the accused fell. Modi's visit to China. Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that India will grant e-visas to Chinese tourists. Agreements between India and China. 1. Protocol for establishment of consulates in Chengdu and Chennai. 2. Cooperation in vocational education and skill development and setting up of Mahatma Gandhi Institute on Skill Development in India. 3. Consultative mechanism on cooperation in trade negotiations. 4. Cooperation between Foreign Ministry and Central Committee of Communist Party of China. 5. Action plan between National Railway Administration of China and Indian Railways. 6. Memorandum of Understanding on Education Exchange Program. 7. Cooperation in the fields of mining and minerals. 8. Space cooperation outline. 9. Safety regulations on importing Indian rapeseed meal. 10. Broadcasting agreement between CCTV and Doordarshan. 11. Agreement for cooperation in the field of tourism. 12. Memorandum of Understanding on establishing India-China Think Tanks Forum. 13. Memorandum of Understanding between NITI Aayog and Development Research Center. 2 MOAs between Indian Council for Cultural Relations, ICCR, and Yangon Minzu University and another with Fudan University was signed on the establishment of a yoga college and center for Gandhian and Indian studies, respectively. Rajyavardhan Rathore inaugurates India Pavilion at 68th Cannes Film Festival. Minister of State for Information and Broadcasting Rajyavardhan Singh Rathore inaugurated the India Pavilion at the 68th Cannes International Film Festival. The government is channelizing that objective through campaigns like Make in India and Skill India, and realizes that the film industry is an important part of these campaigns given its tremendous potential towards job creation. SBI launches NFC-enabled contactless debit and credit cards. State Bank of India joined its private sector rivals to launch contactless cards using latest near-field technology, NFC, called the SBI Touch cards. These contactless debit and credit cards are more secure and hassle-free to use at merchant outlets or ATMs and use the NFC technology, which enables users to make payments by waving or tapping the card near the contactless reader instead of swiping or dipping it. Private lenders ICICI Bank and HDFC Bank have already launched such NFC cards. Egypt's ousted President Morsi sentenced to death. An Egyptian court has sentenced ousted President Mohamed Morsi to death. Judge Shaban el-Shami referred his death sentence on Morsi and more than 20 others to the nation's top Muslim theologian, or Mufti, for his non-binding opinion. The ousted leader already is serving a 20-year sentence following his conviction on April 21 on charges linked to the killing of protesters outside a Cairo presidential palace in December 2012. Aaron Shrivastava assumes charge as Syndicate Bank MD and CEO. Aaron Shrivastava assumed charge as Managing Director and CEO of Syndicate Bank. He was Executive Director of Bank of India, looking after finance, strategy and planning, large corporate and mid-corporate business, corporate debt restructuring, project finance and syndication, credit monitoring and asset recovery, publicity and public relations portfolios of the bank. Modi inaugurates ICICI Bank's first branch in China. Top private sector lender ICICI Bank opened its first branch in China, which was inaugurated by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The new branch would begin with 17 banking professionals handling different functions including corporate banking, operations, finance and treasury. India grants $1 billion credit to Mongolia, deepens defense ties. India today announced a $1 billion credit line to Mongolia for infrastructure development as they upgraded their ties to strategic partnership and agreed to deepen defense cooperation besides exploring potential for tie-ups in areas like the civil nuclear sector. The two prime ministers signed a joint statement committing to further consolidate bilateral ties and upgrade the comprehensive partnership to strategic partnership and agreed to renew their Treaty of Friendly Relations and Cooperation. The two sides inked 13 other pacts that includes one on enhancing cooperation in border guarding, policing and surveillance, air services, cybersecurity and new and renewable energy. Infosys to open first overseas campus in China. As India pressed China to open its markets for Indian IT firms, technology major Infosys on Sunday announced establishing its first overseas center outside India in China with an investment of about $120 million to tap in the burgeoning Chinese market. A MOU in this regard was signed between Infosys and the local Chinese provincial government at the India-China Business Forum, which was addressed by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Shanghai on Sunday. The development center, to be established in China's Guizhou province, with a staff capacity of about 4,500 will help to focus on Chinese and global markets. 6th National Conference on Nuclear Energy held in New Delhi. 6th edition of National Conference on Nuclear Energy held in New Delhi. The theme of this edition was Nuclear Energy, a clean energy option. It was organized by Associated Chambers of Commerce and Industry of India, ASECOM, one of the apex trade associations of India. The conference discussed the issue related to the status of nuclear energy in India. Centre allocates Rs 5,000 crore for development of Ayush. The government has allocated Rs 5,000 crore for the growth of Department of Ayush and launched an independent national Ayush mission aimed at capacity building for the sector. For creating awareness about Ayurveda, the ministry is considering to observe Ayurveda Day. Independent National Ayush Mission is launched aiming capacity building for the sector. The mission will ensure creation of a center of excellence for Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha and Homeopathy independently. HDFC Bank launches Medical Benefits Prepaid Card. HDFC Bank has launched HDFC Bank Apollo Medical Benefits Card. The bank has partnered with Apollo Hospitals for this prepaid product, which allows corporates to easily disperse medical allowance to their employees, saving time and cost. Hungarian author Laszlo Krasznahorkai wins Man Booker Prize. Hungarian writer Laszlo Krasznahorkai won Britain's Man Booker International Prize for Career Achievement. Best known in Germany and Hungary, Krasznahorkai is the author of Satan Tango, 1985, which was later made into a film, The Melancholy of Resistance, 1998, and Say I Obo There Below, 2008. The Man Booker International Prize, worth £60,000, is awarded for an achievement in fiction on the world stage. It is presented once every 2 years to a living author for a body of work published either originally in English or available in translation in the English language. SBI partners with PayPal. The country's largest bank announced a partnership with digital payments firm, PayPal, so that the customers of State Bank of India, SBI, can now use their debit cards on PayPal for buying products from overseas websites. The partnership will also allow SBI's micro, small and medium enterprise (MSME) customers to use PayPal's secure payment solutions. Infosys is first Indian company to join RE100 Global Renewable Energy Campaign. The Climate Group announced that Infosys, one of India's largest information technology corporations, has become the first Indian company to join RE100, a global platform for major companies committed to 100% renewable power. Sale: ArcelorMittal Inc. to set up steel plant in India. World's largest steel maker ArcelorMittal and SAIL Inc. to pact to jointly set up a steel plant in India for the fast-growing automotive sector. The move, the first step towards establishing the JV, was signed in London by ArcelorMittal Chairman and Chief Executive Lakshmi Niwas Mittal and SAIL Chairman C.S. Verma. UN observed International Day for Biological Diversity. The United Nations, UN, observed the International Day for Biological Diversity, IBD, on the 22nd of May 2015. The theme for the year 2015 is Biodiversity for Sustainable Development. This year's theme highlights the relevance of biodiversity in achieving the goal of sustainable development. India-Singapore Bilateral Naval Exercise Simbex 15 commences in Singapore. Bilateral Naval Exercise Simbex 15 between India and Singapore commenced on the 23rd of May 2015 in Singapore and concluding on May 26, 2015. This edition of naval exercise will give traditional emphasis on anti-submarine warfare and more complex maritime exercises. It will involve various facets of naval operations such as air and surface practice firing, air defense, maritime security and search and rescue operations. For this edition of exercise, Indian Navy is represented by INS Satpura, an indigenously built guided missile stealth frigate with integral helicopter, INS Kamath, an indigenous anti-submarine warfare corvette, P-8I aircraft. It is a long-range maritime reconnaissance anti-submarine aircraft. Indian film Masaan wins Critics' Prize at 68th Cannes Film Festival. Indian film Masaan has won the prestigious Critics' Prize in the UN Certain Regard category at the 68th Cannes Film Festival after it was premiered on May 20, 2015. The film is directorial debut of Nraj Gawan and a joint production of Manish Mundra, Makassar Productions, Arte France Cinema, Sikaya Entertainment and Phantom Films. Indians posthumously chosen for UN's prestigious Dag Hammarskjöld Medal. 2 Indian peacekeepers have been chosen posthumously for United Nations Dag Hammarskjöld Medal. They are Lance Naiknandram and Raju Joseph. Both of them are among the 126 police, military and civilian personnel who have been posthumously awarded a prestigious UN medal. They have been chosen for this award for their courage and sacrifice while serving in UN peacekeeping operations in 2014 and lost their lives as a result of hostile acts, accidents and disease. China sets up largest gold fund for nations along Silk Road. China, the world's biggest gold producer, has set up a gold sector fund involving countries along the ancient Silk Road, which is expected to raise $16.1 billion. The fund, led by Shanghai Gold Exchange, SGE, is expected to raise an estimated 100 billion yuan, $16.1 billion, in 3 phases. Nobel awardee mathematician John Forbes Nash Jr. died. John Forbes Nash Jr., the Princeton University mathematician, died along with his wife in a car crash. He was 86. His taxi crashed on the New Jersey Turnpike in Monroe Township when the driver lost control. Mercedes driver Nico Rosberg of Germany won Monaco Grand Prix of Formula One. Mercedes racing driver Nico Rosberg of Germany won the Monaco Grand Prix Formula One World Championship title by winning the final race held in Monaco. 4 Indians among Forbes' World's 100 Most Powerful Women. 4 Indians have been named in Forbes magazine's 12th annual list of World's 100 Most Powerful Women. They are Arundhati Bhattacharya, first woman, and youngest, chairperson of State Bank of India, SBI, was placed at 30th position. Chanda Kochhar, managing director, MD, and CEO of India's largest private sector lender ICICI Bank, was placed at 35th position. Kiran Mazumdar-Shaw, founder, chairman and MD of Biocon Limited, was placed at 85th position. Shabana Bashir, chairperson and editorial director of the Hindustan Times Group, was placed at 93rd position. It should be noted she has appeared on the list for the first time. Top 10 Powerful Women. German Chancellor Angela Merkel, first; Hillary Clinton, second; Melinda Gates, third; U.S. Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen, third; GM CEO Mary Barra, fifth; IMF Chief Christine Lagarde, sixth; Brazilian President Dilma Rousseff, seventh; Facebook COO Sheryl Sandberg, eighth; YouTube CEO Susan Wojcicki, ninth; and U.S. First Lady Michelle Obama, 10th. Nirbhay Sharma sworn in as Governor of Mizoram. Lieutenant General, Red. Nirbhay Sharma was sworn in as the Governor of Mizoram at the Darbar Hall of Raj Bhavan. Justice Steve Fye, Judge of the Guwahati High Court, administered the oath of office to General Sharma. PM Modi, Sheikh Hasina to inaugurate Kamalsagar border ghat. Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Bangladesh Premier Sheikh Hasina will jointly inaugurate a border ghat market at Kamalsagar in Tripura's Sipahjala district, which borders Brahmanbaria district of Bangladesh. The ghat would be jointly inaugurated through video conferencing from Dhaka during Modi's 2-day visit to Bangladesh beginning from June 6. P.K. Saina appointed Cabinet Secretary by Narendra Modi. Power Secretary Pradeep Kumar Saina was appointed as the next Cabinet Secretary of the government. He will succeed Ajit Seth, who has been holding the position for the last 4 years. Renowned scientist Selvin Christopher appointed as DG of DRDO. Eminent scientist Dr. Selvin Christopher has been appointed as the Director General, DG, of Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, along with the rank of a secretary. 23-year-old US-educated Yaduvia crowned Maharaja of Mysuru. In a traditional ceremony, US-educated Yaduvia Krishnadatta Amarua Wodure, the adopted son of Pramoda Devi Wodure, is crowned as the titular head of the erstwhile Mysuru royal family. The coronation took place at Kalyanam Mandap in Ambervillas Palace in Mysuru at an auspicious hour this morning amid Vedic chants and slogans hailing the Mysuru royalty and the 23-year-old king as he ascended the silver throne Bhadrasana. Service tax rate at 14% applicable from 1st June. Finance Minister while presenting the budget 2015 has increased the service tax rate from 12.36% to flat 14%. However, the date from which the new service tax rate is applicable was not announced in the budget. On 19th May, the Finance Ministry announced that the new service tax rate at 14% would be applicable from 1st June.